According to the 2006 USDA Nutrient Retention Factor Table, beans that have been boiled for 2.5 hours and then drained lose half of their vitamin B6 content. It definitely puts that bean burrito into perspective, huh? Don't get me wrong, eating your vegetables in any capacity is wonderful and so much better than not eating them at all. But if the nutrient content of these vegetables is so heavily affected by the cooking process, isn't the way that we cook them just as important as how much we eat? I myself love cooking. I have been experimenting for over a year, and I love food so much I decided to dedicate my life to it. I'm currently studying for my associates in nutrition and dietetics, and one day I hope to become a registered dietitian so I can help others. However, for now, I am a college student, and college students are not particularly known for having the best nutrition, which makes it all the more important that when we actually do eat a vegetable, that vegetable has the highest nutrient content it possibly can while still tasting delicious. So, in order to ensure that, today you guys are going to learn 2 tips for cooking vegetables to maintain the most nutrients, and you're going to understand why they work like that. We're going to look at the 2 types of vitamins, water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins, to understand why it's recommended that you use the smallest amount of cooking water possible and why you should add a little bit of fat when cooking. So let's start with our water-soluble nutrients. This is the B vitamins and vitamin C. Diane Barrett, a researcher at UC Davis, in her paper Maximizing the Nutritional Content of Fruits and Vegetables, actually found that for water-soluble vitamins, they tend to leach into cooking water. So any water that you boil your potatoes in or that you use when simmering something will actually gain the nutrients from your vegetables. So, because they do dissolve in water. However, there is a very simple solution. Just minimize the water you use when cooking. Adriana Fabry and Guy Crosby, in the April 2016 volume of International Journal of Gastronomy and Food Science, found that steaming is actually the best option to preserve nutrients across the board of many, many different vegetables. However, there is a very important caveat to this: soups and stews. If you intend to consume the water that you are using when cooking, you are still going to consume 100% of the nutrients in your vegetables. So don't worry, you can eat that chicken noodle soup and it'll be just as good as eating the whole carrot. On the other hand, we have our fat-soluble nutrients: vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. As a group, these are almost always resistant to cooking, except for vitamin E. Vitamin E is readily destroyed by heat and oxidation, according to Sizer and Whitney in their 2020 edition of Nutrition, Concepts and Controversies. However, adding a little bit of fat when you're cooking, preferably an unsaturated fat like olive oil, will actually increase the absorption of fat-soluble nutrients. In the December 2012 edition of Preventative Nutrition and Food Science, author Ingu Huang and his team found that roasting and stir-frying, which are dry heat methods of cooking, will actually preserve the nutrients and antioxidant properties of red peppers. This is supported by other research regarding other vegetables as well. Supriya Veda and her team in the 2011 edition of Molecular Nutrition and Food Research found that stir-frying with a little bit of oil actually increases the availability of beta-carotene to the body, which is just the coolest thing. The fact that adding a tiny bit of oil means that your body will gain more than just eating a raw vegetable. So, in conclusion, you guys are now armed with knowledge. You guys know that if you lower the amount of water you use when cooking, you will lower the amount of water-soluble nutrients that are lost in the process. And if you add a drizzle of olive oil while stir-frying, you will actually increase your absorption of fat-soluble nutrients such as beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A. You guys learned 2 different ways to make smarter cooking choices while balancing flavor and nutrition. And now that you guys understand the effects of cooking, you can go forward to maximize flavor and maximize health. Thank you.